Colonel Leonardo. Sagutin nyo lang ako ng yes or no. Doon sa dalawang affidavit ni Colonel Garma na nabasa mo at napakinggan mo, yan ba ay pinapaniwalaan mo? Yes or no?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Naniniwala ka ba na mayroong reward system? Yes or no?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Enzo Recto, kalaban ang katiwalian at kasinungalingan, kakampi sa katotohanan at kabutihan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Nakita ko yung second affidavit ni supplemental affidavit ni Colonel Garma. Colonel Garma, pwede niyo munang basahin itong second affidavit niyo para marinig po natin bago tayo magtanong. Kayo po ang nagpirma nito?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So, ang date po nito is ngayon lang. October 22nd, 2024. Tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Sino po nagnotaryo? Attorney
Martinez.
Martinez.
Mr. Chair.
Tama po ba? Sige, Colonel Gama, baka pwede niyo basahin yung second affidavit niyo.
Mr. Chair, can I skip on the first, second, and third?
Yes,
I'll proceed with para 5 po.
Sige, okay.
I became aware of the so-called Davao Death Squad through various sources.
Pakilakas lang po, ma'am.
I became aware of the so-called Davao Death Squad through various sources during my assignment in Davao. It was a common knowledge among officers that almost all station commanders had special teams designated for specific operations. Although I did not know the identities of this team, a culture of silence prevailed among police officers in Davao regarding such matters. My understanding of this operation was further solidified during my tenure as station commander of SASA and Santa Ana Police Station from 2012 to 2016. During this period, I witnessed the existence of a reward system. While I served as a station commander of SASA, I received a call from Lieutenant Colonel Padua, then the intelligence officer of Sir De La Rosa, who was the city director of Davao at the time. The call, which I received around 7 o'clock in the morning, informed me of an impending operation in my area of responsibility in Barangay Malagamot. From this communication, I understood the implication of the operation. A few hours later, I learned that a shooting incident had occurred in Malagamot involving a male suspect, which the investigation suggested was a legitimate operation. During my time as station commander of SASA, the barangay captain, Barangay Hizon, reported to me that akyat bahay incidents were prevalent in the area. They intercepted one male suspect acting as a spotter. An entrapment operation was planned, resulting in 2 suspects being caught in the act of stealing. One suspect was wounded and later died at the hospital, while the other escaped. From that operation, I received 20,000 from Sergeant Suwan, which was provided by Boy Alce. Furthermore, during my tenure at the SASA Police Station, a personality identified by the barangay captain of Panakan as a drug pusher and user known for illegal gambling and being a nuisance in their barangay was killed near GT Gasoline Station in Panakan. I remember this person because in the morning of that day of his death, the duty desk officer informed me that he went to my office and left an image of the Holy Family. He told my men that he just went to Mass and was very happy to present to our office the blessed image. The following day, I inquired with the police investigators about his death and the outcome of their investigation and was informed by Sergeant Suwan, trabaho yun, naka-care of po kay nung Boy Alce. There was never any clearance from my office of this operation, nor was my office informed of it. While serving as station commander in Santa Ana Police Station, I also became personally acquainted with the aforementioned reward system from June 2014 to January of 2016. We conducted various police operations that resulted in the deaths of suspects, drugs pushers, and hardened criminals. In one particular incident, Along the coastal area, we monitored the Bitwal Akit Bahay suspect. One suspect was caught in the act of climbing into another victim's house when my officers called out for him. He was shot during the ensuing confrontation, resulting in his death. For this operation, I received 20,000 from Sane Benaventura. There was also an occasion when my office, in collaboration with CIDG 11, conceptualized a one-time big-time operation. This type of operation was outlined in a comprehensive operational plan and involved an interagency approach incorporating various government agencies, including the Commission on Human Rights, Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, and several PNP units such as the Maritime Unit, CIDG 11, Davao City Police Office, that includes station commanders, city mobile force, and the PNP Crime Laboratory, along with the local government unit of Davao for funding, barangay officials, and media representatives as witnesses. The COP plan was funded by the local government of Davao. Following the operation, a shooting incident occurred in self-defense, resulting in the death of a suspect. I did not receive any reward for this incident as my team did not engage in a direct encounter with the suspect. At the end of each month, all station commanders were required to submit reports documenting successful police operations to the LGU of Davao. These reports included details of case filed in the office of the prosecutor and other relevant information concerning the operation. For each case reported, an amount of 5,000 was allocated as reimbursement for operational expenses. These expenses encompassed buy-bus money, meals, gasolines, and payment for agents. The disbursement of these funds occurred monthly through Irma Espina Akamuking, and we were required to sign documents acknowledging receipt of payment. For the death of suspect, Shani Benaventura provided direct payments of 20,000 to station commanders with no signed documentation required. Numerous other incidents resulting in deaths within Davao City occurred, of which I remained unaware until after the investigations were completed. A prevailing culture of silence was instilled among all station commanders and city directors. Your Honors, Mr. Chair.
Salamat, Colonel Garma.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, please proceed.
Maraming salamat, Madam Garma. I'd like to direct my questions to Colonel Leonardo. Colonel Leonardo, totoo ba na ikaw na-transfer from MPD to Region 11 Davao as Chief ng CIDG ng July 2016, Colonel?
Correct, Mr. Chair.
Colonel, ano kaya ang dahilan? Bakit inassign ka doon at sino ang nag-assign sa'yo doon?
Mr. Chair, ang nag-assign po sa akin through memorandum orders, Mr. Chair, is Chief PNP Senador Bato de la Rosa, Mr. Chair.
Noong panahon na yon, sino po ang Chief PNP?
Si then Chief PNP Bato de la Rosa, Mr. Chair.
Colonel, sa pagkakalam ko, hindi basta-basta na ma-assign ka bigla sa isang malayong assignment. Kasi naman ng MPD, tapos nasa MPD ka, bigla kang nilagay sa Davao CIDG. Tama po o Colonel?
Tama po, Mr. Chair.
Paano maaari ibig mong sabihin na na-transfer ka doon, Mr. Colonel?
Meron pong order, Mr. Chair, direct from Chief National Headquarters, Mr. Chair, during that time.
Colonel Leonardo, merong nakasulat dito na true shoot order kapag gusto ka ng Chief PNP, hindi ba? Ano po yung shoot order na yun?
Shoot order po, direkta po, hindi na dadaan ng usual process, Mr. Chair. Nangyayari po yun, Mr. Chair.
So, Colonel, ibig mo sabihin, malakas ka kay Chief PNP, Bato de la Rosa?
Maaari po, Mr. Chair.
Very close ka ba kay Chief PNP, Colonel?
Nagkasama po kami sa isang province at saka sa Davao City, Mr. Chair.
Marami po kasi nagsasabi sa PNP na ikaw ang pinakamalakas kay Chief PNP. Totoo ba to?
Ay, hindi naman po, Mr. Chair. Hindi lang po ako ang malapit po siguro, Mr. Chair, yung...
Ngayon, ilang taong ka na-assign sa CIDG 11?
4 years po ako doon, Mr. Chair.
4 years, Colonel. Di ba, dapat may clean na yung 1 year or 2 years. Pag sa kakalam ko, hindi po pwedeng papalitan. Bakit more than 2 years yata yung pag-stay natin sa CIDG 11? Colonel?
Basta hindi lang po ako nare-relieve, Mr. Chair. Naghihintay po ako kung i-relieve po ako, Mr. Chair. Hindi
Sa
po ako
pa-
nakatanggap ng orders.
Hindi ka nakatanggap ng order para palitan ka na kahit naging 4 years ka na doon, Colonel?
Opo, Mr. Chair.
Colonel Leonardo, ngayon, di ba nagpatunay ito ng naiiba? Kasi matagal kang na-assign dyan sa CIDG 11. Ano ba ang dahilan? Bakit hindi ka po napapalitan?
Nung time po na yun, basta hindi po ako napapalitan, Mr. Chair.
Pakiulit po.
Basta hindi po ako napapalitan kasi wala pong nare-receive na order, Mr. Chair.
Yun nga Colonel, yun ang ibig kong sabihin. Kasi walang Chief PNP na gustong magalis sa'yo dyan kasi malakas class sa Presidente, former President, at kay Senator Bongo. Tama ho ba yun na Colonel Leonardo?
Malapit din po ako, Mr. Sir, sa kanila.
Malapit ka kay... Pakiulit po.
Malapit po ako sa kanila po yung...
Kanino po? Pakibanggit po kung kanino.
Kay Senator, ngayon Senator Bongo po, Mr. Chair.
At kay Presidente.
Maaaring ganun din po, Mr. Chair.
Maaari ba, Colonel, bakit, ano ba ang ginagawa mo para sa kanila? Bakit napakalapit mo sa ating Pangulo at kay Senator Bongo?
Unang-una, Mr. Chair, si Senator Bongo po, na minsan nautusan din po ako nung time na yun, Mr. Chair. Kung ano po ang kailangan nila, kung kaya ko po. At concerning yung pong function ko as CIDG Regional Chief, Mr. Chair.
Pwede mo akong kaming bigyan ng halimbawa na inuutos sa iyo ni dating Pangulo at paano ka nagre-report or vice versa? Paano ka binibigyan ng instructions? Tinatawagan ka ba? Tinitext ka ba? Ini-email ka ba? Paano po, Colonel?
Tinatawagan po ako ni Senator Bongo noon po. Pagka meron lang po mga ipapacheck, meron siyang kailangan information or sometimes meron kailangan i-verify or ano man po ang inuutos niya, Mr. Chair.
Ayun, ang ibig ko pong sabihin, ay nakakadirekta kang tumawag anytime kay Senator Bongo. Tama ho ba?
Pag may utos po, Mr. Chair, nakakadirekta naman po.
Nakakadirekta po kayo. So, ano namang klaseng mga utos, Colonel? Pwede ka bang magbigay ng halimbawa, gaya ng ano, na halimbawa may utos sa'yo, Colonel, pwede bang ganito? Pwede mo akong bigyan ng halimbawa dito sa committee ito?
Halimbawa po, may kailangan siya na information at kaya ko naman pong ibigay. Ibibigay ko po sa kanya. At kung wala akong information, magtatanong po ako doon sa kung saan po yung concern ng kanyang itinatanong or kung ano man po ang gusto niyang malaman, Mr. Chair.
Anong halimbawa itatanong niya? Tatanong niya kung anong bayan yan, kung sinong tao yan, o halimbawa, kung anong lugar yan. Yun ho ba tinatanong sa inyo?
Meron din pong ganoon, Mr. Chair.
So kadalasan, yun po ang ginagawa nyo?
Opo, Mr. Chair.
So ikaw ang nagbabalidate o nagbibigay ng impormasyon na kailangan niya tungkol sa isang tao. Tao, lugar, ganun ba ang ibig nating sabihin dito? At siyempre, kailangan mo ring i-validate ang isang bagay kung ano ang pwedeng may report mo sa ating boss. Tama ho ba, Colonel Leonardo?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Anong pagkakataon na natatandaan mo yung binalidate mo kay Senator?
May mga incident po na tinatanong niya kung halimbawa may insidente po silang dumating na report sa kanila, tapos yung insidente po na yun ay gusto niyang i-validate. Ako naman po ang gagawin ko, minsan tatawag po ako sa mga region na concern po yung information, then ipapasa ko po sa kanya, Mr. Chair.
So meaning to say, tinatanungan ka about sa mga nangyayari, sa mga tao, na halimbawa may namamatay o nahuli during the time, Colonel, tama ho ba?
Meron din po mga ganong pagkakataon, Mr. Chair, pero bibira lang po.
So, ibig mo sabihin na pag may nangyari sa isang lugar, ikaw ang tatawag at i-report mo. I-validate mo sa kanya ang nangyayari, Colonel? Ganyan ba?
Halos ganun po. Mag-check po ako sa isang kung saan po yung area.
Pwede pakiulit, medyo mahina ang boses nyo?
Ganun nga po, Mr. Chair.
Colonel Leonardo, totoo ba yung naririnig ko na kayo ang paymaster?
Hindi naman po, Mr. Chair.
Sino po ang alam niyong paymaster pag halimbawang may na-validate, may nangyari? Sa aking research, parang ikaw ang kilala mo ba kung sino yung nagbabayad?
Wala po akong personal knowledge, Mr. Chair, kung tungkol sa kung anong itinutukoy niya na magbabayad, Mr. Chair.
So, Colonel Leonardo, gusto ko lang idiin ang tanong kay Colonel Leonardo at malinaw na inaamin niya ang nagre-report siya kay Senator Bongo at si Senator Bongo naman ay nagre-report kay President Duterte. So, ibig lang sabihin, malinaw, ang plano na kaya dinala si Colonel Leonardo sa CIDG-11 ay para pakinabangan nila sa pagbibigay ng impormasyon o taga-validate ng mga impormasyon tungkol sa mga nangyayari noong implementasyon ng war on drugs ng past administration, ng Duterte administration. Tama ho ba, Colonel Leonardo?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Pakiulit po. Tama ho ba?
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
Ngayon, ang last question ko po sa iyo, Colonel Leonardo. Nabasa mo itong first affidavit ni Colonel Rohina Garma. At binasa niya ngayon yung pangalawang supplemental supplemental affidavit ni Colonel Garma. May tanong po ako sa inyo. Naniniwala po kayo sa dalawang affidavit ni Colonel Garma at pinatotoo nyo pa na itong lahat sinasabi ni Colonel Garma ay walang kasinungalingan at totoo itong sinasabi niya?
Yes.
Microphone, please.
Opo, Mr. Chair. Ito pong paragraph 14 po, Mr. Chair.
So, pinatotohanan mo lahat itong dalawang first affidavit and supplemental affidavit of Colonel Rohina Garma. So, I just want to put on record, Mr. Chairman, that these two affidavits are validated by
Mr. Chairman,
Colonel Leonardo.
who is that person that is whispering to Colonel
May I know, may I know
What
who
is the
that
personality of
gentleman
that person?
Is he your lawyer, Colonel Leonardo?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
What is his name?
Attorney Aguinaldo Sepnio, Mr. Chair.
Attorney, have you entered your appearance before this committee already in the past? You did not change your lawyer. What about the gentleman beside you, attorney? Are you also the lawyer? You belong to the same law firm, I suppose. May I know what's your name, attorney?
Good evening, Your Honors. My name is Attorney Andres P. Manuel Jr.
Attorney Andres.
Yes po.
And did Colonel Leonardo engage your services?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that correct, Colonel Leonardo?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So you have two lawyers with you?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, sige, salamat. Please continue.
So, yun lang yung aking huling katadungan na yung dalawang affidavit, pinatotoo lang, that the two affidavit of Colonel Garma are correct. Tama po lahat ito. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Before, are you going to interpolate
May I?
Congressman
Yes.
Abante? Okay, Congressman Abante, and then Congressman Rog Gutierrez, and then Congressman Lordan Suwan. Please proceed, Congressman Abante.
thank you, Mr. Chair. Colonel Leonardo, I just would like to make a premise of my argument to you, no? Kung maaari ka lang makinig, di ba? Narinig mo na ang ipinahayag ni Colonel Garma tungkol sa kanyang dalawang affidavit. Hindi ko na kinakailangan pang yan ay bigyan ng kaukulang pansin pa. Subalit, for the purpose of clarification, Mr. Chair, Colonel Leonardo, I just would like to make this manifestation before I would ask you a question. Sa wikang Tagalog, ito po ang sinasabi. Ayon sa testimony ni Colonel Garma, sinabi daw ni Presidente Duterte sa kanya na kailangan niya ng isang PNP officer or operative who is a member of the Iglesia ni Cristo, indicating that he needed someone of implementing the war on drugs on a national level, replicating the Davao model. Ang sabi niya, ikaw ay nakasama sa meeting na yan. Itong meeting na ito ay preparatory para sa war on drugs ni Pangulong Duterte. I would like you to know that me personally believe that drugs should not in any way be permeating in this nation. Palagay ko, naniniwala ka rin dyan, di ba? Naniniwala po ako dyan. I believe in the war on drugs. But what I do not believe is when you have to kill more than 20,000 people so that drugs can be stopped. And it did not even stop. Palagay ko, you being a religious person, Colonel Leonardo, naniniwala din po kayo na ayaw nyo ng maraming mga killings. Ano po? Oo. Yan din ang paniwala nyo, di ba? Alright. Ngayon, ito, ang sinabi ng ating Pangulo. Iko-quote ko, Hitler, I quote, Hitler massacred 3 million Jews. That is his quotation at one time. Mali pa nga yung 3 million It is 6 million. Hitler massacred 6 million Jews, as I correct it. At ang sabi niya, there is 3 million drug addicts in the Philippines. There are. I'd be happy to slaughter them. Palagay ko naman ay hindi ka naniniwala dito sa sinabi ng ating Pangulo na ayaw ko naman na matawag siya na siya ang Hitler ng Pilipinas. Bakit binanggit niya to Am I right? O ito po. Ito na po ang question ko, and this will only be answerable yes or no. I am not going to ask any more explanation, Colonel Leonardo. Sagutin nyo lang ako ng yes or no. Doon sa dalawang affidavit ni Colonel Garma na nabasa mo at napakinggan mo, yan ba ay pinapaniwalaan mo? Yes or no?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Pangalawang tanong, also answer by yes or no. Naniniwala ka ba na merong reward system? Yes or no?
May narinig ako, yes, Mr. Chair.
No. Yes or no lang. Naniniwala ka ba na merong reward system? Yes or no?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Yun lang po ang gusto ko. I rest my case, Mr. Chairman. Sinagot na po ni Colonel Leonardo ang aking mahalagang katanungan. Thank you.
May kulanong salita na ang ibig sabihin dito ay ang pagkakaisa. Bunyog Party List. Halika na, Bunyog Party List ka na. Halika na, Bunyog Party List ka na.
Sa susunod, ang atinang suportahan, Bunyog Party List, nagtataguyod ng katotohanan, lumalaban para sa bayan.